I know. Thank you, Neil, for the subscription. I appreciate it. 19 months in a row. That's a lot of months. That's a lot of months.
That's a lot of months.
That's as long as I've been alive. I grew up quick.
I've known
Just born as a fully grown Dino.
God, I guzzled on those titties. Hello, everybody.
I'd like to remind
what
you that
Ollie
my
was saying yesterday has been proven true in the 10 minutes.
I'd like to remind you that my mum often watches this part of the stream.
My mum does as well. Hi, Mum.
Hi, Ollie, Mom.
Hey!
I like your T-shirt, Dean. Thank you.
That's good. You know, that's just inspiration for the Pokemon
now
drawing.
you can redeem yourself by doing the full Pokemon raid.
More like redeem yourself. Anyway, last session, you ventured into a underwater giant's castle. The castle is giant, but it's also for giants. You also finished off I think you finished off getting the water-breathing potions while you were there as well. So now you're down. Really, it's one of those sessions where you did a lot, but there's not much to talk about. You ended up going down into this dungeon, fighting some sharks, fighting some chool, and that is actually where this session is going to begin.
Oh yeah, what was it I was calling them?
I don't remember. Where we're going to start this session is with you guys all under the water still, after the end of a close battle where everyone but Vale and Gilwyn were paralyzed by the venom of the tool. And after around about a minute of them worrying, in the time where Gilwyn, has to calm back down after the incredible chaos of that battle, because that was not a clean fight. The two, Indira and Knight, slowly start to come back to their senses, being cured of the paralysis, it wearing out of their system. Your bodies are still numb, but you're not turned into human statues, luckily.
On myself.
First thing you do.
Yeah.
Smart enough.
Vale, I think they're starting to defrost.
Well, it's about time. I mean, can you imagine if we froze up in battle like that?
Nice. A pun? Actually, I just made one. Never mind. I'll swim over tonight. You okay?
Yes, thank you, Gil. That was a rather tougher opponent than I had expected, to be completely honest.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's quite okay. I'm glad that you were not attacked yourself.
Indira? I'll look over expectantly.
Really thought I could handle that better.
Those tentacles, they inside?
Yeah, wasn't great.
No, it didn't look it.
I'm not feeling so hot. So we should maybe
We can't sleep with the bottom of the ocean and
wrap it up here is what I'm saying. Let's move.
Oh right, no, sorry.
Just to get a great image though of you guys trying to sleep underwater, tying you all down.
Yeah, we're like little shark pods. We just tie our feet and then just sit down.
I don't think you'd be able to fall asleep like that. Anyway, yeah, no, feel free to keep exploring. I moved you back onto the battle map.
Elves don't sleep.
To continue explaining, you're here under the crushing pressure of the water. Your water-breathing potions are allowing you to speak to a degree, although everyone but Indira moves at half speed, because Indira is a natural-born swimmer. Everyone else is swimming in all their equipment and bags and maybe aren't the best swimmers. I mean, frickin'
lot of wet fur.
Knight, who is currently being played by Dean, is a cat. I moved these cameras around like a minute ago. Okay, let me fix this.
Wow.
I deliberately changed this.
You have to do the nya thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the right spot, but you have it so that chat can't see my adorable kitty being adorable.
Yeah, well, that's the price you got to pay.
Could slide your camera.
Oh no,
That's
no,
your
no,
issue.
no.
No, yeah, you are really you're a corner boy today, but that's all I can do.
Am I? I feel
Corner
like I'm
boy.
just-
You're not, but the cameras are set up so that everyone is using a different camera every day. So sometimes you get a good one, sometimes you get a bad one. That's how I determine my favorites.
Just the luck of the draw.
The inside of this castle is reclaimed by the sea life that's here. There's shoals of fish who immediately swarm to the floating bodies of the crab beasts that you just killed. There's coral over almost every surface, some of it glowing. Usually these sort of pinkish reddy colors. In the middle of the room is a large, it's almost like bowl thing on stilts. You think it might be like a brazier. Of course, it's huge. It's for giants, and it would be a very impressive little piece of architecture if it was, a light with flame and everything. And you're swimming, so just feel free to wander as you please.
These stairs going down.
Those stairs going up.
Those stairs going
Black
up.
is always the lowest part
Oh, okay. Cool.
in the Oli dungeon system.
Indira,
Smart. Yeah.
how much of the terrain or earth can you mold on a daily basis?
Not a lot. It takes a
Okay.
lot of energy.
Okay.
If
Just
I.
wondering if- sorry.
No, continue.
Just wondering if we get caught down here, you could maybe tunnel out a little cave for one of us to at least sleep in. If you push up, so the water.
Oh,
doesn't rush in.
I could try.
I don't know if you'd be able to do that much, but not here. When it becomes a bit more of a dire situation, maybe try it.
I tell you what, Gil. You let me know when you want to see my magic.
Okay. And I will back swim away from her while looking awkwardly.
Yeah, very clumsy, lanky Gilwyn in the water.
Yeah, I would like to quietly, stealthily, just take a peek up the stairs, round up there, see what's on the
You-
upper floor.
See Vale
You
looking.
could
at
see
like,
the
"What
upper
you
floor.
doing, cat?"
He's already swam up there. So you already are seeing.
so it's,
You're
I see-
swimming. It's a
I
big,
see
large
why-
3D space.
Oh, sorry, I thought it. Okay, yes, I understand.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I understand what I'm seeing on the map. now, yes.
It's still like 20 feet up, but like Vale already swam up over that
Yeah,
way.
I
you've
look
been
out, and
swimming
look,
there.
Knight's head pokes up cautiously, and then and then Vale's just like,
Because Knight who's like trudging on the bottom of the ground. Weighted
So-
boots.
It looks like there's a way further back here. More dark spaces.
yes, there does appear to be a light in there somewhere, though. The last time there was a light in advance, we met some of those chul. Best to proceed with caution.
I really don't think there'll be any more of those things here. I mean, what? 3 shark? 2 chul? I mean, come on, like, how much food can there be in one place? Like, diversity and all that. This area simply cannot sustain more large carnivores.
Wow. That could have been the smartest thing you've ever said.
Sometimes I surprise myself.
Well, if you are so confident, then you are welcome to go first.
As the corridors keep going, and these are large and impressive even for a giant. Well, to some of them, this width probably wouldn't be impressive, but it does go quite a good deal up. There's engravings on the walls, kind of similar to how dwarves engrave damn near like every surface of a wall. There's some degree of engraving in most of the place, It's usually just a simple geometric sort of pattern. Doesn't seem to be necessarily referring to anything. And if it is, I don't think any of you could read giant to see the messages in it.
I do not.
You are no longer paralyzed.
I really think that maybe somebody should sneak ahead and scout. I think we ought to avoid more combat for now.
I will tell you that right here, in the corner of the vision where it's dark and gloomy, you see a vast door.
Well, doesn't look like there's very far to sneak ahead. Also, I'm not really familiar with the fundamentals of sneaking underwater. Sound is very muffled. In fact, I do not generate much sound when I swim gently. How does it work?
I have no idea.
Exactly. See, I mean, how are we even talking under here?
Potion. Magic potion.
I mean, I just always can. I'm sorry.
Now, unlike the walls that have very simple decoration, the door itself actually has quite a large and deliberate decoration on it. It appears to be of a godlike entity, a large bearded giant that appears to be standing on mountains, raising a hammer up into the air, lightning around it, earth raising behind him, water crashing up the side of the mountains, fire in one hand.
Guy.
Yeah, controlling all 4 elements.
This looks like a pretty good place to keep a wand.
It's
I wonder-
certainly imposing, yes. Treasure vaults of some sort, perhaps.
Do you think the door is watertight?
Seems that way. There's some glitching going on with the lighting engine.
It's-
I don't know why it's doing it, but
door's
whatever.
Watertight. Oh my god. There's no gaps around the edge. I wonder whether the door is watertight. And if it is, we probably do not want to be anywhere near it when it opens. I do not know whether you have ever had the hull of your ship below the waterline blown out by a cannonball, but at this depth, the pressure from the change, there will be a lot of force when the water goes through the door. We will all be swept through and dashed on whatever is on the other side.
I'm gonna jiggle the door.
It does not jiggle. It's a vast stone door that's like 60 feet high. 40
Did you
feet
not
long.
listen to what I
Gillen's-
said?
Gillen's eyes widen when she wiggles the door after what Vale just said, like, oh god.
I was just seeing if it was loose. I feel like if pressure on the other side, I wasn't trying to open it. I was just feeling.
Wait
I
a minute.
glare at Indira.
Ollie, are these
What
things
are these
actually
things on the floor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys give me some investigation checks?
I love how we both noticed that.
Oh yeah.
Knight, when you look down in there, being a naturally curious cat, they appear to be, they're circular on the map, but they're actually more sort of squarish area where there's mechanisms, almost like a fancy system of like dumbwaiters in a manner with like the sliding doors and things. It looks like this would be where servants would go in and out of parts of the castle, and the one near Indira is broken to a degree where it looks like it can be opened. It's still like this is stone technology under the weight of all this water. It's still going to take quite a lot of strength to go through, but it looks like there's a tunnel through there that goes north. So up away from the walls, around about the size a goblin could get into, and that's when Knight knows in one of the various things he's researched before, maybe for plundering a different ruin tomb a while ago, that giants had a bastardized version of goblins called Neblings, which were like a servant engineer race for them. So this is probably a Nebling tunnel. that very well may go further into the fort.
Could Indira fit in it?
Anyone your size can fit in it. It's a squeeze. But right now you'd need to break it open more. But you can. There's like rules in DnD. You can like squeeze one size smaller, but you're going slower. But that doesn't really matter. You know.
Yes, I would hazard a guess that this is a way further into the keep. It's probably safer than trying to open those doors. And if there is anything more in this place, then it will potentially not know we're coming if we sneak through the old servant passages, as it were.
You guys want me to go first?
I am happy to go first if you do not want to, but you are probably better equipped to deal with any situation that arises, I would guess.
That's what I was thinking.
So, can we send someone through and get them to shout back? I just, it looks like quite a tight squeeze, and it makes me feel a little bit sick thinking about getting stuck in there and the potion wearing off and drowning to death stuck in the tube.
I'll go last.
I'll go first. I'll go first, and if I can't shout back, then I'll come back and let you know what's on the other side.
Yes, I will follow second.
Okay. Indira, can you give me an athletics check to pry open the metal?
Oh, sweat, baby doll. Oh, big ouch.
It's tough. There appears to be more mechanisms that you can't see that are making it quite impenetrable.
Can I stick my head in the broken part to like take a look in there and see if there's something I can do to make it easier?
Yes.
Indira, stand back. Vale rolls up the. Legitimately, he does this. You are simply weak from that tentacle thing.
Yeah, that's
He gives
probably
you, like,
it.
a semi-disgusted look, like at you, up and down. Athletics, yeah.
Oof. He sidles
fine,
up,
the DC was lowered. It's fine.
pulls.
Oh, did the tentacles get you too, or?
No.
Well, I was.
You pulled it in the wrong direction, and it's wedged.
My
Gildan's just
fault.
floating like this.
Yes. It's really, it's not your fault. You weren't to know, but yes, you have wedged it quite badly, actually. I would wager it would take several tries to get it open now.
Can I cast Shatter on it?
That's a working man solution. Go ahead and roll me a click shatter and then roll me the damage for it.
Stepping back.
Step out of the way, guys, please.
There's rules for this.
Oh, wait. Whoops. That was 4. My bad. Why can I not stop rolls?
Why can you not count?
Love a
Oh,
peak.
right.
Wow. Cheers, love. Let me look for
Wow.
the relevant.
Neil's
Stop.
penis halved.
In centimeters.
There's the punchline. I know you're in here somewhere. Rules for doors.
Rules for doors.
Rules for
Look at
doors.
the Arvine tab.
Hey! I'll say that with that, you focus your magic and cast Shatter, which, as we described last time, is like this almost boom of air when it's underwater. It does break open, the stone slate that's kind of part of the ground floor paneling, and the chunks just sort of float a bit more up. There's some metal work that kind of clearly is like almost the arms that would have moved the slate and slid it down. That's still there, but that's a whole lot less mechanism to move. So if one of you wants to give me another athletics check.
You see, now it is not wedged. I will be able to open it, no problem.
But while he's doing that, Knight just looks at Gil and says, "Well, that was an excellent idea. I am slightly worried that it will have made everything in the vicinity aware that we're here."
Yeah, but I just couldn't see Vale embarrass himself anymore.
I
Vale,
found it rather entertaining, actually.
you're like pulling away at this thing, and now that's sort of like it's almost like a metal frame. You can kind of see in with your dark vision a bit, and as you're pulling, you actually see like a desiccated body from the disturbance float up, kind of up against your fingers, but on the other side of the grate. A bloated sea, freaking bloated and rotten corpse.
Oh, rotten. Okay, all right.
Oh, no. Indira, please.
I got it. Athletics again? Or...
Yeah. That's your go-to check for being strong. That's, maybe Vale warmed it up for you. I don't know. You just like, huh!
He's good at that.
Little bolts and pins launch up into the air. The bloated goblin-sized and goblin-like corpse just floats up to the top of the chamber and gives you this whole passageway to go down. It is only around, 2.5 feet square. The size of it. So you can squeeze through with your equipment. You just got to move carefully, which is totally fine.
Yes,
you want to?
Goblin probably didn't get stuck in there and trapped and drowned. Probably not. No, that definitely didn't happen. That's not why its corpse was trapped in there. Don't worry about it.
I'm assuming he drowned.
I think so.
Does it have nipples?
No.
Medicine should know. It's been here for however many hundreds of years. It's remarkable there's so much of it, but that's what happens when body is preserved in water in a sealed off place. It's like noticeably still kind of goblin-like, which is impressive.
I feel like you did some very specific research for that.
I enjoyed Ollie's reaction on that. He just went.
So yeah, I opened up the pass for you if you want to start squeezing down, Indira.
All right, here we go. I'm scared.
Down here, you do see more of the little goblin-sized bodies that you kind of have to actually push out of the way.
Oh no.
There's a guy.
Like
There's a monster. Go back.
I bet they're so old. Like you touch them and they like fall apart.
Yeah, they kind of flake.
Like a chicken that's been in the crock pot for too long.
Yeah, like a chicken.
That's exactly what I was
been
thinking.
in the crock pot for too long.
Knight backs out of a passage. Vale probably gets a face full of tail.
Hey,
Wet tail.
Finally.
Wet tail, yeah.
Finally.
There's monsters.
Alive?
Alive.
Are they able to fit into the passage, or are they too big?
What you
I'm
saw
able to fit
looked,
into the passage
yeah.
as far as I can
it
tell.
looked very large. It was
But-
moving.
This
Right.
is not a viable.
No,
path.
this is great.
That is perfect. We can hit them from a distance without them being able to reach us.
Oh, you can.
Well, I can, yes.
Well, I was going to say, now we have the tunnel. All we need to do is anchor ourselves in the tunnel and make sure this anchor is like a chain, it is not going to snap. And probably do not put it around our neck because, and then we blow the door and all the water rushes in and whatever that is gets dashed against rocks while we are safely in the tunnel getting, mushed together a little bit, but not deaded. And then we go in and we finish off the poor thing while it is battered and bruised.
Indira looks at you really impressed. She's impressed.
I love that plan.
Is super smart.
Thank you. They did teach us strategy back at, never mind. We need a chain or something of similar strength to block off the passageway.
And that's where the plan falls down.
Uh-oh, there is something coming, everyone.
What you see, kind of
No.
ambling
It's a shit
round
monster.
the corner,
No.
is a 3-legged, 3-armed,
It's injured.
Flying purple people eater.
Purple flying people eater. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a purple flying people either. It's kind of more a greenish. It's almost like a mossy stone. Actually looks like there's moss growing on it, the kind of corally, mossy, sort of seaweedy stuff. There's a big mouth where the neck would usually be and an eye kind of below that. It kind of looks over to you. And then kind of looks back around, kind of keeps going wherever it's going.
Okay, we do have a chain. And he pulls out the spike chain from his belt. we have a chain.
Yes, but I'm not sure I appreciate that being wrapped around me. It looks rather spiky.
It's actually only a blade on the tip, rather than it being spiked the whole way.
Okay.
It's an elegant weapon from a
More civilized age.
Thank you. Thanks.
I made that joke on Monday.
So I feel like you all could hide in the tunnel, anchored, and I can open the door and.
Whoa.
You might
here
end
in.
up like a little crushed and maimed, and
No, I can.
For clarification,
I can blink. You see.
that might work.
I do not want to rain on this plan that seems indeed rather excellent strategically, but this the passage definitely opens into the same chamber as the door, or how is this all connected? Because if the door opens and the water goes rushing through it, fine, that's great. But if the chambers are unconnected, then how is it going to harm the creatures?
Well, we progress.
Either way, we progress.
I suppose.
It's a fair question.
Knight
Gillivail is just like,
Knight pulls out the magical bag of cards, draws a card, and sort of frowns at it, but doesn't say anything, and puts it back, and is just like.
Are they waterproof?
Yes, they are magical.
right, magical cards.
Would you like to see? And Knight throws a card off into nowhere, and then just it vanishes and reappears at the top of a pack of cards.
Okay.
It is coming back.
Right into the tunnel, everybody. Right now. Well, okay, just stay in the entrance. That is fine. Just kill us all. Kill us all.
Please.
Lumbers over. And actually, kind of, Gilwyn, you feel it sniffing.
Oh! Right, why did you stop? What was that?
I am sorry. My hips are quite wide.
And I'm trying to feel it right.
You see it peering down, and then it kind of starts picking up the nuts and bolts from the mechanism and kind of throwing them into the mouth at the top of its head.
Well, it does not look like it eats flesh, at least.
And then it seems to kind of wait there for you.
Ah. So, okay. Where are beasties?
Dox, are you muted or are you just stage whispering?
I totally muted! Damn it!
I thought you were being like, hey, the fucking monster.
We have done that before.
Like, yelling about how I was pulling you in closer, and I was like, "He's not moving. Why isn't he moving?" And I was like, "Okay, looks like we have to choose between monsters. You guys like the look of that guy, or should we take a look at what's behind door number 2?"
Well, this fellow eats nuts and bolts, right? Or at least it appears to eat metal, maybe?
There's a door above you, Knight. But,
Okay.
of course, it's a locked, water-pressured mechanism.
Okay.
Though now that you're in the inside of it, you could maybe tinker with the gears and the actual mechanisms of the inside. Or someone who's
Able to do
Slight.
that.
It's up to you.
So your the knight has just effectively vanished and then pokes his head back around the corner. There is a door in the ceiling at the end of the passage in this direction, but it looks water pressure locked as well.
Interesting.
I still like the explosive route myself. You know, we might be able to kill two birds with one stone. Door. Because the door is made of stone. Oh.
From
She
here.
puts a hand gently on your back and pushes you forward.
Well, I thought maybe we could just lure this beastie away.
Interesting.
I mean, if it eats metal, each one of us...
Gilwyn,
some
at this
scrap.
point, it's got its arm down the tunnel and is kind of reaching for you. And it can kind of reach you from there. And noticeably, it then takes sort of a bag from your belt and pulls it, and some coins spill out. And then it sort of grabs as many of them as it can.
It
pulls
drops
it
my
back.
spaghetti.
And it takes... Now, Gilwyn, do you keep all your money in one bag?
I would.
He takes that bag.
Guys, we have a...
Then you hear a...
We have a very valuable issue.
What are you doing down there? Get in here.
Gilwyn.
I don't want to. Right now.
Meanwhile, Knight has wandered off again.
Yeah, Knight is all the way over here. Knight's gone the other way.
Knight saw an interesting tunnel and went down it.
Knight didn't get a chance to go through some tiny tunnels. Being at the back seat,
exactly.
he's taking it.
Vale, I'm going to try and blow the door in 5 seconds. If you tell me otherwise, I'm not going to do it. But that thing just stole all of my gold, and I have a lot of gold.
What have you done? All of your gold?
All of my gold.
Indira is going to sidle up behind Gil and like prop her legs against the tunnel and like put her arms around him. And,
Oh, yeah,
like,
I get you.
yeah,
I get
and look back at Vale to do the same.
Yeah, Vale does the same, but he like gently pushes the spike chain so it floats down around towards Gil, and he's like, wrap it around your waist.
Okay.
Yes, don't worry, I have the bladed end on my side. So if you lose your grip, it will just be my hands that are decimated. Don't worry.
It's like you're about to go on a luge.
Is Knight close enough for me to...
No, Knight is gone.
The cat
As far as you're concerned,
Knight
yeah.
has vanished.
has buggered off.
I'm going to cast Sending to Knight so he knows what's going on.
What? Okay.
There you go.
So are you just saying like we're about to blow the door or something?
You keep going, I'm blowing the door.
Okay, Ollie, what is in this little? Is this another little thing? Okay, then I will hunker down in here as it's a little bit
Yep,
off.
there's another panel above that could clearly
Oh,
be moved.
No way, I can't send it because you need at least 1 intelligence to understand.
Oh! Wow.
Damn.
Shady lady.
Can you respond?
Yes, you just hear Knight back saying, "There is nothing. There is just another door in the ceiling this way as well." So I will hunker down.
Okay, and then realised he didn't hear that.
Don't fuck this up.
I will do my best.
Indira kind of buries her face in Gil's back and like braces herself.
This is my fault, this is my fault, this is my fault. This is at 3rd level.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
Right there, so it doesn't hurt us.
Okay. I get you. I just got to look at some things real quick.
There's no way this is going well, but it's very funny.
It's an all right plan. You're trying to basically use the water pressure to your advantage, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we shatter it, we don't have to break it, but if we shatter, like put cracks in it, the water pressure will just punch through.
Exactly. And that is exactly what happens.
So it's gentle, like.
Well, first of all, you cast a spell up in a bit where you can see. And Gilwin's the only person who can really see this. But all of you hear the sound of this bubbly noise of some sort of gas being released into the water that only lasts a couple of seconds. Gilwin, you straight up see like a sort of greenish purple spray released from the door of some kind of trap being triggered that you're out of the way of. Then, like Neil said, all you needed was a crack to trigger the water pressure. The whole door kind of suctions in on itself. Can you all give me strength saves, please? Gilwin, you have advantage because Indira is basically helping you.
Wait, but Vale is helping me too. I don't need advantage. I have 7.
But yeah, Vale isn't giving you any help, really.
If anything, I'm helping him.
Yeah, exactly. Gilwin gets...
I rolled an 11 and a 1.
Gilwin...
I kind of feel like that should be my strength save also, holding on to him.
Well,
am I wrong?
That's where the advantage comes from.
yes.
That you're
Right, I get that, but I
Um,
don't feel like your strength has anything to do with it.
It does to a degree because he's still got to brace himself. I will say, Indira, can you give me... give me another strength save for the holding on to Gilwin, because otherwise he's going to launch. Gilwin's still going to take some damage, but he's not going to...
goes out of the tunnel.
Because he's basically Gilwin's...
Yeah.
Gilwin's taking the full brunt of the pressure change, and isn't braced well enough to not be... It's always Gilwin who gets hurt by these things.
I'm like a poo that won't flush.
Okay.
Dean.
You take 18 force damage.
18.
Yeah.
And that's just for the joke.
And yeah, and as you're sort of battered between the small tunnel that you barely fit in, and like your head crashes against the side, and Indira's like holding and pulling you in. But then after, barely any, it's one of those things that happens so quickly, all the water pressure sort of equalizes. And it's as if nothing ever happened aside from the door is blown completely to chance.
God, her hair would like whip out in front of you and like all around you, like flap out in front. She has really long hair. That would be interesting.
Would have been like in a sea of silver.
Ah, and pain.
And pain.
I've never been more scared.
Well, that worked really
Everyone
well.
okay?
She would whip you around actually immediately and like kind of brush hair out of your face and be like, "Are you okay?
I look petrified. That
Are
just
you
happened.
hurt?"
A little bit. That kind of smarted.
Well,
And then
everyone is still here, I see.
Yes,
Look
thanks
back
for
to-
your help.
Is everybody okay?
I certainly am.
Did either of you two see a big, giant, gross monster rush through that door when I blew it?
I saw like this big gross monster dangling on the end of a chain, but that was it.
I'm gonna like peek out to the right of where it was.
You can give me a perception check.
It draws and eats your sword. It's just watching, waiting.
If only Gil had glasses, because then I can imagine like a tentacle suddenly he pokes his head round, tentacles just doink, take the glasses.
You don't see any sign of it. You didn't see it get exploded by the water pressure either. Whatever it was, it seemed to not give a shit. It was underwater. It doesn't look like an aquatic creature. Maybe that just deterred it. Rather than hurt it.
Shit.
Well, good job.
That was a
I'm
lot of
starting to
roll.
get mad. I'm gonna zap its ass. I swear to God.
Sorry, what exactly happened?
Gilwin decided he didn't need to come all the way into the tunnel, and so he lost all his gold. He let this thing take it off of his belt.
You keep all of your gold in one place, Gilwyn?
Not anymore.
Wait, you don't?
Well, technically you still do keep it all in one place. It's just that place is currently the inside of a monster.
I mean,
Doesn't
really, if
keep
we are
it anywhere anymore.
is it his gold anymore?
I mean, you get into the whole thing of whether a non-sentient creature can own property.
I mean,
That's-
he ate it. It's inside him.
Ah,
Well,
right.
A
Okay.
non-sentient creature pickpocketed me, so as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, I believe by the laws of Tron, that makes it the rightful owner.
So, Gil, could we get out of this cramped little tunnel, please?
I want to kill it. I want my gold.
Cool.
We're gonna kill it, Gil.
But like, maybe we could, you know,
Which?
You see it, Gil, as you poke your head out of the tunnel, kind of look at where there was a door, and then it kind of looks inside the chamber, which you haven't looked into yet beyond, kind of curiously. Seems to sniff at the air, kind of the flaps that make up its horrible, twisted top mouth kind of wiggle as it smells.
I like do hand gestures behind me quietly and be like,
What on earth are you doing, Gilwyn? A sudden shadow puppet show?
Indira, push him out.
Yeah, Indira actually starts to rage. Like, you guys can
You
see.
guys can give me an initiative roll if you're going to charge into battle.
Great, from the tunnel. Perfect.
You know
Let's-
what's going to happen is it's going to get the initiative.
Which, you know what
is
the
gonna
best thing
go
about being in the
Night
tunnel
Vale
is?
Indira Gil. That's what's going to happen.
The exciting
half
thing
movement
about
on
being
that
in...
already half movement.
You have quartered movement, everyone but Indira, for being in the tunnel. Which means you can only move one space a turn.
Wow.
yeah.
Sorry.
Indira, you get to move much more than that.
half.
Yeah.
Can I push past Gil?
If he is willing.
Yeah.
I don't think that his will has anything to do. Like, if she can fit.
Well, it's Gilwyn's turn first. It's one of those things you can tell how angry she is. You know, you gotta move. Well, something's gotta happen, Gil.
Hey, okay. You know what? I'm gonna push out.
I think that's probably a good idea.
At this point, the creature has kind of braced itself and kind of has its arms above its head, trying to look as big as possible.
And then I'm gonna use dash and go there, and then I'm done. No wait, no.
Now you're outside the tunnel, you just have half speed, so you're good.
Around the corner. There we go.
The big dude kind of sees that and then sniffs. Let's go chase Gilwyn. Gilwyn, what's your armor class?
13.
It hits you all 3 attacks. It basically rushes up to you, and it has 3 arms. Each one is clawed with 3 fingers. It strikes at you, dealing 4 damage first, then 8 damage, so 12. Then an additional 9 damage, so 21. All slashing, and then is going to try and eat you. All the while making this horrible underwater slurping, burping noise. It's trying to grab you and pull you into the mouth on top of its head. And it does grab you. And is going to deal 8 piercing damage as it tries to bite you with its top mouth.
8.
8.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, you know, that's a fine HP to be at. Night. Oh, there's chaos is going on out there on the other end of the tunnel.
Well, until it moved, I had a shot on it, but
You didn't really. There's an up.
oh, okay,
This is just so you can actually move around.
fair enough.
Do...
No, I'm just gonna sit here and not do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to do anything with all these people in a way.
Yeah.
Adira. You saw Gilwyn rush out, and then the creature rush after.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Right here, and we're gonna start attacking.
Hell yeah, you got advantage.
Hell yeah, I do.
That was
All
my
right.
strat, I swear.
What's up?
No, I just said that was my strat, I swear.
Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It's like freezing and stuff. It's not working well for me today. During the
Calm.
stream, I'm gonna have to refresh or something.
Yeah, sometimes refreshing helps. Sometimes sometimes Roll20 is just slow though. That is the noise of the monster as you miss, as your blade kind of scratch. Its skin appears to be made of rock. It's like you hit it, it just doesn't do anything as it just sort of scrapes.
Never gonna be able to hit this thing. All right, well, I'm gonna use my extra attack.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit.
Oh, jeez. Whew.
And that's pretty
All right.
good damage.
And then do I get to roll my d6?
Yes, because you basically raged the turn before this one.
I would think it's fair either way, so
Yeah.
your call.
I will allow it.
Thank you.
Because you started the combat raging. It's not very dexterous. It full on takes that damage. And that's when it starts to move. You actually do notice, although you didn't get a good look at it before, its skin is made of rock and it's coated in this layer of seaweed and such. But it's cracked and damaged. Maybe it did take some damage from the change in water pressure. Maybe it was already, an old beast. But when you the lightning booms off of you, the constant electricity definitely is wearing down at it. Next up is Vale.
Did it eat me, Ollie, or did it fail and just do damage?
It's just sort of trying to eat you with the top of it. It's not got you swallowed yet.
Gotcha.
We've had so many monsters recently that swallow you, that this is the different one, apparently.
God, this thing. I'm gonna die.
Ah, smart Vale.
Me
Cunningly
too.
dashed through the tunnels. You're muted, by the way, Neil.
I'm using all 3 actions to dash. I'm doing the old rogue triple dash. I believe that's the thing, right?
Basically, yeah.
You spin like a torpedo the whole way.
A move.
Like fucking Palpatine.
And that is my turn. That's a top me.
Treason.
Yeah, exactly. Gilwyn. Blood saturating in through the water as this creature scratches and bites at you. What do you want to do?
Cure wounds
Yes.
at first level on me.
On yourself.
7.
7.
Excellent. Plus,
Anything else you want to do, Mr. Dino?
I don't want to back away from it. I'll tell you that.
Sorry, Deanie.
This Dean is evolving.
Yeah, I remembered the joke at the same time. Pre-stream jokes.
I'm gonna try
Secret.
and time my strike into one of its softy, eyebally places.
Yeah, it's got an eye on each side. So, you absolutely can. That is a hit.
Hey, I rolled a nice, humble
Nice,
1.
nice.
You do. You jab the rapier in, and enough for it to be like. "Brrr."
That is such a
Hold
Gil
it.
thing, though. I swear Gil never rolls well on the damage die.
Nope.
It's
For
when
melee
you
attacks, at
You
least.
swear you see a little tear and that's it. It's like,
It's going to attack at Gilwyn with one arm, and all the others at Indira. It hits Gilwyn.
yes, more Indira X tentacle.
It's not got any tentacles. It's all claws and teeth. but you can imagine it however you want. It hits Gilwyn for 5 slashing. Then Indira, what's your AC?
I don't want to tell you.
I can just find out. I can check the record.
It's 15.
It actually misses both of its claw attacks on you, but does get a bite attack, which does hit.
Okay.
It basically kind of waits for you to swing down and chomps on your whole arm. And is going to deal 11 piercing damage, which you're raging, so that's halved to 5.
Okay.
Knight.
Movement and dash.
Feline agility.
Yeah, but the problem is you're standing in the way. I can't get out of the tunnel.
Could you?
You
with
can
feline
move past
agility?
him if he's willing.
What? Well, I mean, feline agility would double my movement speed, which would mean I could get each one of those. I could get 2, which would mean I could make it up to Vale Square.
Dash, okay.
So,
Unless he could diagonal his way out of there.
And cost
Diagonals
but the
don't
diagonal
exist.
doesn't even work in this situation because it's a tunnel upway.
yeah.
So
I mean,
diagonal
if
up
Vale
wouldn't-
had been able to get one more space, then yes, I would have got out the tunnel this turn. But
That's fine. We don't need you. Indira.
at least I'll have plenty of spell slots for when we fight the big bad.
That'll make a change.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I can grab my cutlass off my belt
Mhm.
and jab it into one of the cracks you mentioned.
Yeah?
I want to jab it in his crack.
Oh my god.
Sure. That would be just a cutlass attack.
All right. Am I like at normal since I'm aiming for a specific thing?
There's no real aiming specific mechanic in D&D, especially
So I'm
for,
still at
for this
advantage?
kind of... actually, I will allow you to do it normal, basically taking disadvantage, but you have advantage to do this. Yes. No.
Okay.
Yeah. I get you.
definitely
I get you.
think How tactically we play, that should be a
It
fully
is so it's not really a mechanic. It doesn't always make sense for every monster, but for this monster that has a resistant rock hide skin, you're basically trying to get into the gooey parts, which you do with a 20. And that's going to be and the advantage of that is that it goes through the resistance, right? So you do manage to just plunge with barbarian rage and strength a whole cutlass just into one of the cracked parts. Just goes right in there to the hilt. And the whole creature just doesn't really know how to react to that. It kind of recoils back and kind of grabs at it as it's not necessarily bleeding, but like stone is starting to fall off in that
It's
area.
sanding.
Like,
It's
yeah.
just coming out.
And it's
All
that
right.
kind of wet sand too. You also got an extra attack.
I sure do. All right, I'm gonna jiggle that shit around in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you jiggle the
Nice
cutlass.
touch.
I guess it's
No.
stuck.
No, you jiggle the cutlass's hilt right off the blade.
Cool, I made it extra dangerous, guys.
Now it's got a knife.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll fucking stab you.
Oh, we have fun here. Vale.
I'm gonna take a step forward. Then I'm gonna take a step down. Because I think that might give me advantage. I'm gonna draw a line and find out.
Hey, you know what? I like it.
Hey, I got
that was good. You see, you've learned that this technique is to just finish. It doesn't matter how good it is.
That's the only technique I have, Ollie.
The only one you need. Oh shit. 100% derailment. We've reached it again.
I don't know what you just said that went over my head, but you guys are all laughing. hard.
It's a man thing.
It only took an hour this time. Complete derail.
An hour
right.
and a half.
Let's stab this dude. My comet blade is a little bit damaged from something.
Slime.
Yeah. I'm still gonna
I
stab
want
it.
to say slime. I don't remember you fighting a slime, but I think you damaged it on a... You did damage it on a slime. You're right. It was on the boat that chased you.
It was when Gil rolled the nat one for a perception.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that happened in a bit. That's a hit.
Hells yeah, it is.
And because your blade bypasses magical meat.
Oh, there we go.
It's a good hit. Gilwin.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're a fucking swashbuckler, ain't you?
Thank you. And then I'm gonna steal the kill with Old Faithful. Here we go.
It's a hit.
And Jim.
It's not a kill.
Ah!
I will say it could have been.
Oh, so close!
Gilwin.
Thing cannot have another turn. You have to finish it.
Oh, I'm gonna finish. Gonna finish right in one of its cracks. I'm gonna do the same thing that Indira did.
Okay. So neutral roll.
Oh, I'm gonna use my last look. Let's go again.
Crits in the crack. I love it.
Nice!
Crits in the crack.
Your luck actually worked.
Yeah. If you roll enough dice, eventually one of them will be good. With that, Gilwin, how do you want to defeat this 3-armed, 2-eyed, 3-legged rock gold-eating monster?
I yell, I want a refund, and stab it.
You stab it in the eye. Indira sees it go through and out the other eye, essentially.
It's like a video game.
Like a barnacle in Half-Life, its stomach kind of ejects, and gold and gems start raining in the water around you.
Casino sound effects.
And we're gonna take a break.
Hells yeah!